Alright guys, we're going to do issue 5 of the Immortal Hulk. We're going to continue where we left off not so long ago. I'm doing a little bit of new, well, it's not really a new format. This is experimental. Instead of, doing a monthly continuation, I tried to do it a little bit more quicker, maybe the day after or a couple of days after. See if people are interested in, because, when it comes to shorter video, one shots or two-parters or three-parters or four-parters, I can do it monthly. But, if it's a longer story, let's say 12 issues, I don't want to take a year from your time to see where this is going. We'll see. Anyway, we dive in. So, in the last issue, we see Walter Lankowski, that's how you say it, transformed into the Sasquatch. But we're going to do a little bit of flashback. Now, this is on the Alpha Flight space station. I mean, since when does have Alpha Flight a space station? Now, I quit comics a couple of years ago, so I do not know what happened in the meantime. I also didn't know that Captain Fascist here was, led the operation from Alpha Flight. Where did that happen? I mean, I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. Did Alpha Flight not have a spare leader or something, or more superheroes in from that country that can lead Alpha Flight instead of we need to take a familiar face, because they, a couple of years ago they really pushed this character. Of course, it utterly fails because this character is highly unlikable in this form. I mean, when she was Miss Marvel, she was great, but then they turn into this whatever she is here, and they push it to the moon. It completely failed, and rightfully so. Anyway, she is coming here and basically, what's the word? Not belittling, but more, complain about Walter's behavior, because lately he is being more aggressive, and it's been a year that he is transformed back into Walter. Okay, so what does he then? He says, well, you want Walter? I can be Walter. So, wait a minute. So you're going to tell me that Walter never has been spoken to by his comrades from Alpha Flight, like Puck or Vindicator or Shaman, or whoever is in this particular group, and says, Walter, hey Walter, we've seen each other for like every day. Maybe you should change back, right, to your human form. Nobody said that. And then when Carol Danvers Carl Manvers, that's what they call her, sorry, and she just said, hey, we don't see you in your human form. He just, okay, now I'm gonna do it. Doesn't make any sense to me anyway, but something is in him, right? Okay. And then we go back to the hospital where Bruce Banner says, hey, we need to evacuate and not deal with the monster. So she says, I got question. You owe me, she says. No. Bruce Banner doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't even know you. So he says, I owe a lot of people, everything from stolen pants to ruined lives. Well, you fall on that spectrum, we'll have to wait. So what happens now? I tell people to run because a man might risen from the dead? Why would they even believe me? You're a reporter, Miss McGee. It's your job to make people believe you. I like that. The screaming will probably help. All right, so he goes in, right, and he wants to talk to Walter, and he's, killing people. And he says, hey, Walter, can we talk? I'm not Walter. And then Walter, or Sasquatch, slashes Bruce's throat open, and he says, it hurts to die, doesn't it, Bruce? And he says, yeah, always. And when you hurt Banner, says the Hulk, I take it personal. You're not Lankowski. That fits. Lankowski's a creep. Smug little know-it always was, but he never had free murders in him. You're something else, aren't you? See, nobody ever loved Walt for his mind. They only ever want the jock. And he only feels needed when he's furry. And he stays that for months. Getting warm. Very clever. Clever little monster. So Lankowski stayed at Sasquatch too long, which left a door open. You got in. in through the green door. Now, how the Hulk knows about the green door, maybe that was before the Immortal Hulk, but I'm not entirely sure. But he seems to know about it. He says, what are you? Tanarak, Mephisto, something else? Who is in there? Now, the answer actually shocked me a little bit, in a good way. Depends on your view, of course, because Sasquatch says, hey, look behind you. A little monster, he says. So this is his dad. Now, a little bit of a context here. His dad was basically a very abusive. He hit Bruce a lot. He hit his wife, was probably, I believe, responsible. Yeah, he was responsible for her death. And that traumatized Bruce Banner. And I believe he is the source for his insecurities, his lack of ability to connect with people, and probably the most important of all, his anger, right? And that's why the Hulk was manifested in this form, because of anger, that resides in Bruce Banner when he, turned into the Hulk for the very first time, or when, the gamma bomb went off. So we see what's happened, Bruce still in here, but also Hulk, although two separate entities, is shocked that he sees, Bruce's father, right? He says, it was you, always you, the monster inside. I wished I killed you in your crib. And so he throws him outside when, this guard, wants to lead the people away, right? But, the Hulk is still, I don't know, somewhat afraid. The Hulk is afraid for no one. But, trauma can do a lot of damage. It's some kind of a hidden fear that you tucked away for a very long time. And, there's only one trigger that, can release that fear in an instant. And in this case, it's, the father of Bruce, right? He says, it can't be you. You can see ghosts, you can smell lies. You know if it weren't, right? I'm the father you killed, Bruce. Back through the green door, back from death. Yeah, so Bruce was mourning his mother at the grave, and then his father came up, they have a fight, and Bruce accidentally killed him. And, he came, I don't know, maybe from hell? I'm not sure. He says, feel that, my claws in your gut? That's the proof. Who else could ever hurt you like this? Who else can make the monster scared? So he then kicks him away, right? And the Hulk says, you're just a man, a twisted old man who killed his wife, tried to kill his son, made him wish you had. You scare him, you scare Banner. You think that gives you power over me? Think it makes you important, special? No, not special. Puny human. I like that. Throwback. And he also wants to know who's brought you back, who opens the door. Tell me or I'll smash you. So yeah, basically, if I'm correctly, Hulk overcomes his fear, right? But then the father says, it needs a host personality to work in this world, to function. It buries and wears our souls like a mask on a stage. What does? Tell me what's behind you. Every light casts a shadow. In every mirror there is a reflection. As above, so below. Talk about heaven and hell, I guess. So he does this. I like this demonic look of Sasquatch, right? Take a good look, my special boy. You see a darker shadow than yours. All right. So he has no eyes anymore, right? Gamma made Lankowski your equal. He didn't know how to use it, that's all. Do you understand what needs to be done? I can smell the sick and the weak. I smell children. How many? So, but then he's getting tasered, but then this cop's getting, I don't know, he's got it sliced open, right? Poor guy. So the Hulk says then, Gamma made Lankowski what he is, made you keep your green door open, doesn't it? But then he says, but I eat Gamma. Yeah, I believe consciously or unconsciously he can absorb Gamma radiation or, but I didn't know he can actually suck it up like it's a power. So I'm not sure if this, he's doing that accidentally. I believe so, because otherwise it would have happened sooner, right? So Walter changes back into his human form, and he says, gamma radiation makes me stronger. There is no more Sasquatch, no more dad or whatever that was. He's alive. You saved him. Shut up, McGee. You're the local paper. You with the local paper. You drove across how many states to find me, and you couldn't even look at Banner. I noticed. Can't look right at me either, I'll bet. So he says, hey, I want the truth now. And then she is spilling the beans. When I was 15, you destroyed my home, my whole neighborhood, and they said to never look you in the eye. Yeah, that was in the last issue, right, with the little girl. But I did. I saw you that day, and I have questions. Now, the questions took me a little bit by surprise, because I think it's a weird question. Even the Hulk thinks so. So he says, ask me a question, quick. How do I do it? How do I get to be what you are? He says, just go home, McGee. Go home. Now, it could be that she's been traumatized, that the Hulk destroyed her town. Now, I'm not sure if she just wants to be a gamma-irradiated monster, or maybe that, putting away her emotions, not feeling anything. That's my guess. So the Hulk just walks through this building, or this wall like it's paper, right? So Walter comes by and he says, hey, do you know what happened? Don't you remember? Sasquatch killed a man right in front of me. And he says, he's gone. The Hulk, yeah, no, not the Hulk. Sasquatch, I could always feel him, and now I can't. He's gone. Where did he go? There's the one you can see, and there's the other one. The one you don't want to. All right, so does that mean he is now in the Hulk? Maybe inside of him? Who knows? Or maybe it's just a reflection that, the son becomes the father, right? Something like that, cruel and unfeeling. Who knows? We're going to find out in the next issue. Guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about this Immortal Hulk. And so we're going to do a book real soon. Thank you for watching, as always. See you next time. Bye-bye.